just there.
She didn't get it. She's looking so nice. That's why we were wondering where we're going today. Lady Mo. We'll be talking about that all today as well. Why do we not have flights? Why are flights grounded in Nigeria today? First of all, let me just welcome everybody back from the Easter celebrations. I hope you all had a fantastic Easter celebration. Of course, you know it's about the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, and we believe, but that's not what the show is about. We just wanted to put that out there. Now, the global creative and tourism industry comes with different exciting opportunities and can't be limited in any way. Indeed, the soul of the cultural tourism trade lies in the creative content and limitless breadth. Governor Ademola Adeleke brought unique dance steps into our political economy, strategically highlighting the soft power of cultural creative arts to upscaling the human nature and desires in leadership ethos. Essentially, it is quite easy and popular to see leaders showing off consistently to their follow dance steps, sometimes infusing the power of fashion, the traditional way of dressing of the Yoruba race, to significantly market trade badge of our tradition and highly glamorous fellow light's tale. So, Governor Ademola Adeleke makes our cultural tourism narratives go viral. We're happy about that. The story today is about another governor, the people's governor of Lagos State, who many people do not really care to see his latest disc jockey, otherwise known as DJ, in town on Easter Sunday after resurrecting the iconic butt-breasted Fanti Carnival to one of the biggest Sunday showtime dance competition, infusing the samba drum beat of Lagosians, their friends and family members who thronged the old to see Governor Sanwo-Olu doing hip-hop and Afrobeat slams. Tဃᴇ of governance of the biggest economy in Africa, and to roll up to a culture that has its roots in decades of emancipation. Will share his experience. I can't wait to hear this. After this Rivers State, a new religious tourism calendar, and will be celebrated annually and maybe remarkably different in revealing, showing off nakedness in gross dimension, to know if Governor Basiotu wishes and give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. African Travel Times magazine, beginning from next week, who is expected to emerge every month, cooling off at Hotel 2 Favors, 2 great cities. So you want to watch out for that. On this package, during our chat on Creative Nigeria every Thursday, or join us. This edition brings you Dr. Liz from the Easter break with hospitals and its consequences, as the government has sent out red flags of a possible torrential deluge. Responsible for weather, tools. They have put down tools, and we want that. And then our music segment will top it all this morning, where we'll be bringing part of this unputdownable Creative Naija show. Welcome and good morning.
From Nigeria's heart, a cultural decree. The National Troupe of Nigeria, a performing arts legacy representing the nation, showcasing our pride.
Of art, the National Troupe of Nigeria, captivating every heart.
Dancers embody the rhythm of our land. Their movements are story. Their bodies command. Musicians with melodies enchanting and grand. Drama unfolds, emotions take a stand.
For children, a realm of wonder and delight. Puppets, masks, stories take flight. The National
Cultural Embrace, National Troupe of Nigeria, showcasing our rich, versatile, and diverse cultures through dance, music, drama. Our heritage we express.
The National Troupe of Nigeria, Nigeria's cultural.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying tuned. It's still Creative Nigeria here on Mainland Nigeria. Executive Secretary, Africa Travel Commission, and he's also the publisher.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, George, good morning. This is fun.
Yeah.
We just want to know. A lot of people have been hearing. I also want to be educated, really. Africa Travel Commission. Just give us just a small rundown, and then we'll forward that with listeners, because it's actually beneficial to everybody. It's talk and do issue. So Togo, as the case may be.
Thanks for having me once again. Unity of independent African countries. way back, authority today as you have it, the likes of Ghana Tourism Authority and the Kenya Tourism Board. The CEO of Africa can collaborate and learn from one another. And as you are also aware, just like you know the history very well, the same organization of official travel organization to be a governmental organization, the United Nations World Tourism Organization, as a specialized agency of the United Nations as a tourism, which was set up by the CEOs of national tourism agencies then, also muted the idea of September as journalists who were covering tourism when I joined the beach document. Until I was privileged, I traveled to Spain, the headquarters of the Cʀᴇᴜᴛ Association, where it was expressly stated, African Tourism Administration, why is it that we run to Europe all the time to begin to, and now we now have a United Nations World Tourism Organization, which was since 1975. Just to summarize, I wanted it to be domiciled in Nigeria, but unfortunately, the tourism industry in Nigeria was not helped about it, so that was why we approached Ghana government and we were able to register here as a non-profit organization. So we are just like the European Travel Commission that is based on the brief history of the African Travel Commission.
Okay, George, I'm going to bring you back on this bit exclusively, maybe wish to. Well, I know that, over time that Nigeria have been hosting Africa CAV of UN tourism. It's no longer UNW. The Travel Commission should have come to Nigeria, like you said, because Ignatius Atigbe, who his legacy ought to have been here, but now you are in Ghana, of course, also in Nigeria, and also doing it in Ghana because of the collaboration. Trying to, at least give you something to Nigerian listeners, see transport, the Sprinter, the Sprinter ecosystem, from here to Ghana, from here to, to Togo. At least for 30 minutes, we're going to be talking about this, and I know, you know so much. You're one of the best around this package. I know, but I want our listeners so that, because it's an idea that you brought to us. So that
we'll put the record straight. Benefit of our listeners who don't know that you started radio and help recognize the
Thank you, George.
So many years, and I've been dealing with a lot of different hotels. So I told my small team, I said, look, I want to be part of this radio program because they are doing so much on a weekly basis. Even one listener will win a free return ticket to either Togo accommodation in one of our partners' hotel here on your own within the city, because this listener. So we will be able to partner with you. Effective, the first winner we might for the most secured when you're out of my courtesy of African Travel Commission. And of course, moving to airline where you have to go to other parts of Africa, because the job of African Travel Commission, this is just the beginning.
Thank you, George. We just stop for here because a lot of people, if I did this producing us here, I didn't mention name. So it's a good one, George, in his own time. Yeah. But we will pray, and I know what George can do. We pray for you to God keep you. It's not easy actually out there. So we said the truth as it is. It's something that we're proud of. And journalists, for that matter, is something that we're proud of. And if you look, the future shaping the industry as the case. Be without this money all the way from Ghana, Accra. So.
Thank you very much.
Many thanks, sir. And we wish you a very is the Executive Secretary, Africa Travel Commission, and also publisher, African Travel Times magazine. Many thanks to him. We can never sing the praises of our. And just before we take that break, I just want you to hear from our weather girl, because she's in the house. She's just going to say hello, and then when we come back, we'll continue with the show. Stay with us.
Hello.
Welcome to Nigeria's creative powerhouse, the National Council for Arts and Culture, NCAC. Here, we discover, nurture, and promote the creative economy through our diverse cultures, festivals, culinary offerings, dance, fashion, sculpture, and indigenous Afro music. And wait for this, NCAC produces Nigeria's biggest cultural missions. INAC, our International Arts and Crafts Expo, brings the world to our doorsteps and holds annually in Abuja. Reach us through our social media handles on Instagram and X at NCAC_Nigeria, or visit us at Nigeria Culture House, 103 Abdulmumini Gadu District, Abuja. NCAC, proudly Nigerian.
Welcome Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying tuned to Mainland 98.3 FM. The show you're listening to at the moment is Creative Nigeria. I am Bumi Badi Adenichi, and Frank Meke is also. That Fanti Carnival, I actually, have heard about it. However, it must have been the Fanti Carnival.
Yeah, it's an Easter Sunday.
Yeah, Resurrection Sunday.
Because it's one of those iconic festivals noted with, Nigerian a team where or a school that you can study Portuguese. And they're in Lagos. So you can also speak Portuguese. Like sometimes when we travel, you find that when you speak English, where's this black man? I mean, the street was back to public school. It's something that's unique, and I think some Lagos have done. I have always canvassed that Lagos has got a lot to do. That when you are in government, the president didn't have a time. They didn't have time for any other
social life.
There's no social life and all that. Change the orientations about people, even going into leadership.
Yeah.
Because politics, as we see in Nigeria, for instance, is just today they don't remove themselves, they don't decamp, they know decamp and all those things. So you don't see them. Like the governor of Osun State, and the man would have made
made you feel at home.
Made you feel at home, and that actually, makes people to be inclusive. Let me use that word, inclusive in government. That also, being able to come into governance and also help him.
Yeah.
Because when I can dance with you openly, I can also talk to you quietly.
Yeah.
And say, Mr. Governor, what I can approach, despite the security and all this around him. But, you can see him mingle. But like I told the commissioner after we spoke, I said, look, Lagos it will sleep again. So we need to be a culture. We need to have the culture, tourism culture. There's something that everyone, these are people they hear every day. I hope our children listen to radio, to clubs and all. They come live and be part of it. And that helps them, inspires them to greatness. So not just governor giving you an approval and go and sit down. He was part, in fact, immersed in it. And of course, became a DJ.
That's
and I will pray that on a lighter note so that all can dance. So for a revival, the structures that can really make this business, to be worthwhile to everybody. There's a lot happening in the city of. We like what we have seen.
Yeah.
We pray it's sustainable, and all those. And I pray they also come to support us.
Yeah.
If hotels in Ghana and Togo can't be partnering with us, I don't see why even shall it be. So that's the way I see it. So Fangosia, and of course other heritage festivals can be brought into it. It's about people. That's something you can't get anywhere. It's so busy that sometimes 24 hours is not.
Wow, that's a good report from the Fanti Carnival.
Well, sometimes I don't know why, but I tried the straight thing. Sometimes I have to work.
Everything that they're doing, the trajectory that especially the ministry get even more inclusive, and that be the voice of the culture and tourism sector. We do the best we can to be representatives of that sector in Lagos State. Continue with the show.
You are the best, the very, very best. You make our world go round. This is why we'll always be your anchor.
At Anchor Insurance, we will always turn up for our clients when it really matters. We put in 100% because they mean the world to us. If you desire,
you make our world go round. And this is why we'll always be your anchor.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying tuned. We Anchor Insurance Limited in the Good morning and welcome. We're hearing your voice for the first time, and it never sleeps. It's always talk to us about that.
General insurance to our clients, and also website or other social media platforms. And technology is always growing and making it easy for us. So we are in procure insurance policy on the go 247 at any time at their convenience.
Fantastic. Just before you said 247, I was about to ask that I hope that we can.
We just start a chat with as little as hello, and Tina will come to you on anything that you need.
Kudos to Anchor Insurance. That's a good one.
Of my papers insurance. So, am I sure I get answers immediately?
Yes, definitely. You can reach Tina also, and she will prompt you whatever you want. So to prompt you what to do next, the step to take to renew your policy immediately. If you do not have one with us, with a phone line, if I can call that out.
Please go ahead.
All right, say hello, and she will guide you through the process.
One more time, please. What's that?
090
Yeah.
6000.
Very eye-opening and very enlightening, and I think it's a good, it's a step.
As you saw the offerings, insurance offerings that we have on ACO, that you could actually.
You can initiate your claims. You can initiate your claims on it. You can initiate also.
I can also pay through the same platform.
Yes, you can start with it.
Wow.
Well, I think Bumi, we need to get it.
We need to
come
yeah.
here live. I know you're in Lagos, except when you travel. We can call your phone. So we're going to have you live here, so that practically, because sometimes we're also you can see us live. so
they say seeing is believing.
So right now we're going to get you here. So maybe a lot of people can also.
We've been talking with wow. The time is just. Yeah, welcome back. I hand over to our weather girl.
Good morning. So before we go to the weather report today, by the workers on Tuesday, 22nd of this year, their salaries in months, which is not even up to the minimum wage, while still battling the rising in safe and smooth flight operations. The suspension of flights not. Now, speaking of critical metropolitan services, let's take a look at today's weather report and how current conditions may affect the occasional cloudiness to be present in some parts of Lagos, and it will also be sunny in other parts. Sunrise was at 6:30 to Abuja. The skies will remain mostly cloudy morning, and sunsets will be at 6:41 in the evening. Daylight in Abuja will last, brought to you by Creative Nigeria, and is put together by Oluwachuk Sharon James. Thank you.
Many fan Ihenacho.
For culturality, welcome again. Today, item, festival or the other that is their own, that belongs to their community. What has become of that festival directly proportional into contemporary they are where they are. In other words, do you want to make money? Do you want to contribute to the internally generated revenue of your festival? It's available. It does not need any permission from anybody to import it. To source of generating money using festivals is to be aware that it is doable. If you do not own you will be left great. The first thing to do is dust yourself contemporary, modern form of entertainment that will draw visitors across board, witness and buy what your community has by through that hog. The second thing is how, the planning, what is the strength and the internal elements that can be migrated into high performance of entertainment. What is peculiar about that festival that you want to showcase? For some people, it's their masquerades. For some, it's their local fabric, quality that no one else has. That's where their strength lies. And there is no shame to that. So for others, it is in their natural endowment, the caves in their area and associated practices of maybe worship and so on and so forth. So what do you want to do? What do you want to build around that major festival? Do you think has the potential to attract others? And then of course, there must be facilities where people can stay over. It does not have to be 5-star hotel all the time. Bed and breakfasts, little sleepover points that will be accessible and available to all those who come, can all collectively be part of this creative economy. Ide there, ide with us. Let's make it work. Bye for now.
With creative economy, we move on quickly now to hospitality nuggets. This is
another episode of Hospitality Nuggets with Justina Ovat. Today, we are unpacking a topic that sits right at the heart of hospitality education, one I've encountered time and time again in classrooms, training rooms and boardrooms alike. The gap between theory and practice, and how honest. One of the biggest challenges we face in curriculum development, especially in hospitality, is that most programs are heavy on theory, what guest experience should look like, all in very neat academic terms. But here's the thing, you can't serve people with PowerPoint slides. And when learners don't get to practice what they are being taught, the outcome is predictable. Graduates who are academically sound but operationally unsure. Trainers who can quote theories but freeze in front of a complaining guest. Managers who know the handbook, new desire. Hospitality at its truest form is not just service. It's not robotic smiles or checking off steps in a service sequence. It's a sincere desire to make people feel safe, valued, and at home, no matter where they're from, to anticipate needs before a guest asks. It's what that desire is to share real guest scenarios, successes, and service failures. Let learners connect emotionally with real-world outcomes. Number 2, have learned of your actions in a safe place. Number 3, let learners shadow professionals, work short shifts, or even observe service operations. Number 4, include reflective journals, peer feedback, and guest experience role reversals. Ask, how did that interaction make you feel? What could have been? If you teach from the heart, you give others permission to serve from the heart. Let me wrap up this by reminding us of something simple but important. You can't teach care. You show it, you live it, and then you invite others to do the same. If you want to raise a generation of hospitality professionals who are not just and care, let's stop treating service like a script. Let's start shaping it as a gift, powered by structure, yes, but led by genuine desire. Until next time, stay kind, stay professional, and above all, stay genuine. Over to you, Frank Mbumi.
Do you know that travel is the world's biggest vocation? Do you also know that you can be guided to make it a lifestyle? At Sehem's Travel Agency, we deliberately help you plan your travel itinerary for business, education, vacation, health, tourism, and logistics. That's not all. At Sehem's Travels, we provide opportunities for study abroad experience with visa assistance and other advisory services on foreign education requirements unparalleled anywhere.
Do you want premium travel experience? We are big on charter flights.
If you truly desire to enjoy your trip as a lifestyle, then call us or visit us at Sehem's Travels, number 8, Gashua Close, Area 8, Garki, Abuja, or our Lagos area office at the Excellence Place, 38 Oladimeji Law Street, off Freedom Way, opposite VES, Lekki Phase 1. Telephone
Lagos 080-90-80-3030 or Abuja 090-8058-91. Travels, bridging horizons through travels.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying tuned. Here is our culture, technology, festivals, travel. Pope Francis, the president of the smallest nation in the world, the Vatican, and the head of the Catholic Church, died on Easter Monday, aged 88 years. Pope Francis died a few hours after what could be described as held at the Vatican. The last Catholic Pope is the late Catholic Pope, beg your pardon, is global, known for his strident calls for peace and a heart for the poor all over the world. Who returned to Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital city, on Monday night after 18 days outside the country on a working visit to France and the United Kingdom. While he was away, Benue and Plateau states burned beyond measure, with blood redefining the maps of these two Nigerian destinations known as food baskets and homes of tourism. Can President Bola Ahmed Tinubu bring about political and socio-economic peace to the world with the most profound religious flick, The Passion of the Christ? Mel Gibson is set to film The Resurrection of Christ. The sequel, careful and dramatic changes in studio settings in order to recreate the biblical atmosphere, with Cinecita Studios. And InDrive, one of the global mobility platforms offering dedicated only Lagos and Abuja for now. The firm is also hunting for creative talent in music, dance, acting, singing, and storytelling, vibing to any main record track, which will be submitted through a short video clip with the musician Habib Okikiola, also known as Portable, has sent a boxing notice to former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. Zazu Loudmouth believes he can take a potshot at Anthony Joshua for prize money of 100 million naira. Many pundits believe that Portable possibly wants to end his career in the grave by calling out Anthony Joshua for the fight, as the late mother of Wabotown president, Mr. Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇ Mrs. Esther Oluwafunmilayo Oshukunle Ifajamirokun. The late matriarch of the Ifajamirokun family passed away December last year at the age of 88 years. Top tourism leaders, the media, and friends of Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇ, who is also Lagos chapter chairman of Federation of Tourism Associations of Nigeria, FTAN, will grace the occasion, which starts tomorrow, Friday, with a Christian wake kept at the Ifajamirokun family house at 5 p.m. The church service will be held on Saturday at the St. Stephen Anglican. Interior Minister Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo says officers of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps found wanting in the minister miffed by allegations against some officers of internal security organizations who milked about 5.2 million naira from a group of young men on traveling for undisclosed reasons from Ekiti to Akure in Ondo State, has vowed to visit the full weight of the law on the officers. Finally, we don't have time for commentary, but I believe that so many of the items read out.
I just talk about the Minister of Interior.
Yeah.
It's very important because we need to secure some of them. I had experience, so they stop it for no reason. Even with the papers, everything, intact, they still want to one way or the other extort. And that's not good enough. And that's why foreigners find it difficult. See them, they find it difficult to come around here, and see what we have. Even within the city center.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just something that you want to, and I think that's why possibly we need to look at review of their salaries, so that when we go outside,
we will watch closely,
and see what really happens.
What they're able to do to them, because we need scapegoats.
We need to clear out this.
But we will sign out and then we'll play you our offering for today. It's a beautiful dance track from King Sunny Ade, and I'm sure you will all enjoy. From Frank.
I shall see you again next week. As always, you need to just stay with us here, so we know what's happening around Nigeria and all over the world when it comes to cultural tourism economy.
Indeed. I couldn't have said